Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we are diving into Corteva's latest proxy statement. Think of it like a backstage pass to their annual stockholder meeting filled with details they'd probably rather you didn't overthink. Prepare for some juicy financial tidbits. Alright, let's start with the overview. Corteva had a pretty good year in 2024, especially in their seed technology business. They made a lot of money, over $1.5 billion, and gave it back to the stockholders through dividends and by buying back shares. This means the company thinks its stock is a good investment and is willing to put its money where its mouth is. Basically, things are looking good for Corteva and they are patting themselves on the back for it in this letter from the chairman and CEO. Now, what are stockholders voting on? It's mostly routine stuff, like electing directors, approving executive pay, and ratifying their accounting firm, PricewaterhouseCoopers. But these votes can be a referendum on how well the company is being run, so they are worth paying attention to. Time to meet the potential board. The company goes over their board composition, emphasizing commitment to inclusion. They mention the retirement of some board members and are closing board seats to reach a gender composition more consistent with stockholder expectations. It seems that there are concerns from investors about having enough people on the board who have diverse backgrounds and experiences. The board wants to be representative of the geographies and communities in which the company works. They have skills in corporate executive leadership, agriculture, science, and technology. The board seems to be primarily white males, although there are efforts to show a board of diverse backgrounds, skills, and experience. It seems that the racial and ethnic diversity is still a work in progress. Let's talk money. Being a director isn't just about prestige. They get paid well for their service. The directors each get $300,000 a year in cash and stock. The chairman gets even more, $200,000 on top of this. So it's a pretty good side gig if you can land it. Moving on, what about the company's equity plans where employees get stock as part of their compensation? They have about 7.4 million securities for issuance and about 8.6 million available. Now, how do you as a stockholder get your voice heard? You can vote online, by phone, or by mail. Make sure you vote before the deadline. And if you want to attend the virtual meeting, you'll need proof of stock ownership and your control number. It's all pretty straightforward, but make sure you follow the instructions carefully. Let's discuss some of Corteva's policies around conflicts of interest and related person transactions, meaning deals involving company insiders. They've got rules in place to make sure these deals are fair and transparent, and not just ways for executives to enrich themselves. This is an important step to make sure company interests and the stockholders are aligned. What about Corteva's social and environmental responsibility? They are talking a big game about sustainable agriculture, reducing emissions, and promoting diversity and inclusion. They also are taking active steps to attract, retain, and develop members of their workforce by prioritizing employee safety and wellness to foster an inclusive and product these claims. Now we get to the good stuff. Here, they explain how they pay their top executives. It's all about linking pay to performance with a target to the median for all compensations elements with various ways to discourage excessive risk-taking and stock ownership requirements. There is also an independent compensation consultant who advises the company on pay, so the report should be fair from an outside perspective. Corteva is proud about delivering solid performance in 2024 with technology penetration, customer delivery, and productivity. This includes delivering margins while returning $1.5 billion to stockholders. They also talk about innovation through technologies such as Enlist E3 soybeans. Looking into how the executive officers are compensated. The senior executives have a say in this. Their compensation is approved by an appointed committee that also works with an independent consultant. Here are the numbers. The CEO made $1,400,000. The vice presidents made $675,000. So while it's a great year for executive management, all executives got raises from 2.4% to 3.8%, except Johnson because he only joined in September 2024. Now let's see the big picture and the details on what steps the board has taken to make sure the company's interests are aligned with the community. This includes many steps from clawbacks on tax gross-ups. It's nice to see that all board members are working towards sustainability. If top executives leave the company, they stand to get a pretty nice parachute. To demonstrate if there is a change in control, the CEO would get almost $10.5 million and the executives around $2.7 million. On top of this amount, there are additional welfare benefits provided to provide smooth transition of wealth and security. To end the report, we see beneficial ownership of company stock by the directors. We see that almost all executive officers had holdings of less than 1% of the company, but Vanguard Group holds $11.08%. And BlackRock Inc. holds almost 8%. This means that a large percentage of voting power is in the hands of these two entities. The median employee made $81,312, while the CEO pay was $14,507,058. With the CEO to median employee made $81,312, while the CEO pay was $14,500 voters. With the CEO to median employee made $81,312, while the CEO pay was $14,058x, with the CEO to median employee pay ratio of 78:28. And finally, information on how to obtain the company's proxy materials. So what's the take on Corteva? I think they're a company that is clearly focused on its bottom line, rewarding its executives handsomely and being accountable to its shareholders. They have some risks around their climate impact, but it seems they are aware of these risks and are trying to fix the problems. It is also important to recognize the role of Vanguard Group and BlackRock, because together they hold almost 20% of the company in equity. This is a double-edged sword, as these companies are able to affect the direction of the company for good or for bad, the direction of the company for good or for bad. I think they are well positioned, but they still have some challenges around leadership diversity. Thanks for watching. If you found this deep dive into Corteva's proxy statement interesting, give us a like, comment, and subscribe for more corporate decoding. Let me know what company I should check out next in the comments below.